Ashley Little as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, and founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Today we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Miss Claire Sulmers. A little bit about her. Claire Sulmers is the founder of FashionBombDaily.com and the industry's leading fashion blogger, chronicling fashionistas of color. Her pioneering work ushered in a new wave of digital journalism that fed and fueled an underserved community of African American and Latino style lovers wanting to know more about brand from the culture. Beyond developing and directing content for Fashion Bomb Daily and its affiliate sites, Sulmers has done extensive style writing for other platforms, including Vogue Italia, Vogue Paris, and Essence Magazine. Her body of work and online following, now numbered above 1 million, has made Claire the influencer of choice for major corporate brands who want to reach her audience, including Toyota, Reebok, Verizon, and others. Ms. Sulmers, who hails from Atlanta, Georgia, holds a degree in French and African American Studies from Harvard University. In 12 years, Claire has accumulated over 1.3 million followers, written a book, The Bomb Life, and is now working on her second book. Welcome to the table, the amazing Claire Sulmers.
Hello. How are you?
I am great. Excited to have you at the table today.
Excited to be here.
So please tell us more about your amazing journey. I know I've read your bio, Claire, because you walk us through your entrepreneur journey with how you really got started into this amazing fashion industry.
Yes, well, I've always loved fashion. I grew up with a mother who went to the High School of Fashion Industry. She always used to make clothes for me, and she actually learned how to make clothes from my grandfather, who was a master tailor in Nassau, Bahamas. So fashion has always been a part of my life and been in my blood, but I never thought fashion could be a career until I graduated from college. I was looking for a job, and I found an internship as a fashion and beauty intern at Upscale Magazine. I initially wanted to work in the news department, but there weren't any openings there. There was only an opening in fashion and beauty, and that's really where everything kicked off. I found out I had a knack for writing, a love for fashion and beauty, and so I went on and did several internships at Newsweek, New York Magazine, found myself as a researcher reporter at Real Simple Magazine, and ultimately wanted to pursue high fashion, celebrity fashion. I wanted to just talk about the it girls of the day and couldn't find any career opportunities at the time, so I decided to create Fashion Bomb Daily as a hobby. And to my surprise and delight, it became a huge success. So that brings me to today.
I love that. You created Fashion Bomb Daily. Tell us more about Fashion Bomb Daily and how our listeners can follow and support and get involved with Fashion Bomb Daily.
Yeah, so Fashion Bomb Daily is largely known as one of the most influential style blogs in the world. We focus on a diverse demographic. So when I first started, it was a rarity to see women of color on the cover of magazines. It was rare to see them in fashion advertisements and on runways. And so I created Fashion Bomb Daily as a response to the lack of diversity I saw, and I just created the change I wanted to see in the fashion industry. And since I started, now we're known for covering every red carpet, every street style moment, from A-list to Z-list, from the hood to haute couture. That's what you can find on Fashion Bomb Daily. We really have on the pulse coverage of fashion on our Instagram page, which is at Fashion Bomb Daily. And you can also see select articles, the ones that really stand out to us, the ones that you can shop on FashionBombDaily.com.
I love it, and I'm glad that you, created that, a movement, and created this change to be able to give women of color more of a voice. So where do you see, women of color in the fashion industry in the next 5 years?
Well, I do believe that social media and the digital landscape has equaled the playing field a lot, and people are able to see the influence of women and men of color. They're able to see how hip-hop and hip-hop culture is really one of the biggest driving forces in fashion. We're trendsetters, we're trailblazers, and when instances happen when people are saying, oh, baby hair is the new thing, or cornrows are the hot new trend, there are people who are in the comments who are commenting and saying, no, you have to give deference to our culture and the contributions that we've made to beauty and style. So I see our contributions increasing and the respect being demanded and given. And so I think that the sky is the limit for what we can do. I've also seen with the digital landscape so many women creating their own businesses. They're starting their own boutiques. They're starting their own clothing lines. They're doing their own photo shoots, and they're becoming successful even without the cosign of, say, a Vogue or an Elle. So I think that it's a very optimistic time, and I'm excited to see how things continue to evolve.
I love that. And you just had your Fabby Award. So tell us about that. And you just created that as well to highlight women of color, correct, in the fashion industry?
Yes, and I really want to underscore that we're about diversity. We never want to have our response be that we're going to be exclusionary to anyone else. So we really do acknowledge everybody in the industry. If you're dope, then you're going to be featured on Fashion Bomb. But we started the Fabbies last year as a way to acknowledge people behind the scenes who might not always get credit or acknowledged or highlighted for what they do. We'll see a celebrity on a red carpet with this stunning look, but we don't see that her hair is being done for 2 hours by this master hairstylist, or her makeup or her stylist. Like, these are all key parts of any person's look. And so in addition to us acknowledging the fashionista of the year or the most fashionable male of the year, we have most fashionable couple, but we also have the hairstylist of the year, makeup artist of the year, stylist of the year, designer of the year. And the beautiful thing is that they're able to be voted on by their peers. So this isn't somebody that we're just plucking out of thin air, but we get our readership involved in the voting process, and then it all culminates in an award show called the Fabbies, and we actually already have the date for 2020. It will be December 12th, and people can get their tickets now at thefabbies.com. Fabbies is spelled Sabyys.
So get your tickets now. She has the date up. You do not want to miss it. And thank you for creating those space in the industry. Claire, you're doing some amazing things. I consistently follow you, and you are doing some amazing things. So thank you for creating those tables and spaces, like you said, to bring light and diversity to the fashion industry. So thank you for doing that.
And thank you for your support. Thank you for having me on. Yes. We would not exist without the support of our readers. We've never had a huge investor. We haven't even ever really had like official PR or anything like that. Everything that we've grown has been organic and, the result of God's grace and also hard work. And so to be acknowledged on any level, we really appreciate it.
You are welcome. So what is some advice you would give to listeners who are looking to grow in the fashion industry? For those listeners that they might want to be the next Claire Sulmers. What is some advice you would give to those listeners?
Yeah, I would say to not wait for the circumstances to be absolutely perfect, to step out on faith, to understand your unique gifts and see how you can use those unique gifts to be of service to the world, service to your city, your state, and then the world. And to just start. Nothing happens overnight. I've been doing Fashion Bomb Daily. Now it's going to be, I started in 2006, so it'll be 14 years in August. And it's been an up and down roller coaster. There have been so many things that I've had to learn along the way. I would say to take yourself seriously and to treat your business as a business. there's a lot of things that are fun about fashion and writing, and I think sometimes people can get caught up in the glitz and glamour and not understand the grunt work that really goes on behind the scenes. So do your work, just do the work, but don't be afraid of your idea succeeding. If you have an idea, then go for it. Don't get discouraged. Take your time, understand that it's a journey, and if God put it on your heart to do it, then do it.
I love that. And thanks for shining light for our listeners to understand. Just step out and do it, right? Because it's never going to be perfect. So just do it.
Right.
Just take the lead.
Just do it. Right.
So tell us about your book, The Bomb Life. Tell us about the book, how listeners can support it, and, what inspired you to write The Bomb Life?
Right. So I wrote The Bomb Life because I also have an event series called Combos with Claire. It was Cocktails with Claire, and our event series originally started off as an opportunity for readers to come network with me and network with each other in their local city, and ultimately hear from people in the industry who have been successful and get advice. I just didn't feel as if in the industry there were any sort of support system. Any networking events were exclusive, invite only, and so I decided to create something for that. And in these events, people would ask me, how did I break into blogging? They would ask me about, my story and how everything got started. And so instead of just repeat myself over and over and over again, I decided to start to write a book. And so that's what The Bomb Life is. It talks about my upbringing, my grandfather who's from the Bahamas. It talks about my experience in the journalism industry and kind of how everything started to blow up. And then the second part of the book that includes tips for aspiring bloggers, how they can make money from their passion, how to interact in social situations, like with celebrities, for example. And so it's a mixture of a memoir and a self-help book. And it's available on Amazon if you just search my name or The Bomb Life. And if you want a signed copy, you can get one at fashionbombdailyshop.com.
So definitely go support this amazing book. And I want to say, Claire, you did a tour last year with the book, correct? With The Bomb Life.
Yeah, so we do tours every year with our Combos with Claire series, and so this year we're coming to Houston, we're coming to Atlanta, we're coming to DC. I just left a meeting where we were coming up with dates for that, and so Combos with Claire initially started because I was promoting the book, but now our whole event series is called Combos with Claire. And in addition to me touching on the book, I also interview industry insiders. We've had Tammy Roman, we've had Yandy Smith, we've had Trina, and Marla Negra, and all sorts of great people participate in our event. So we will be releasing dates by next week.
So what do our listeners need to do if they want to bring Convos with Claire to their city and they want you to come and speak and host? What do they need to do?
They can just reach out to me at book@clairesulmers.com.
So please reach out to her.
Yeah. Or, if you go onto any of our social media pages or our blog pages, you can just hit contact us.
Awesome. So tell us about this second book that you are writing right now, Claire. Let's talk about it. Give us a little snippet.
Well, so much has changed since I believe I published The Bomb Life it's been a couple years. I think it was 2017 maybe. And since then, so much has changed. I've cut my hair. We were dealing with the Instagram situation where our Instagram was disabled. I've learned so much and grown so much as a business person. We've diversified. We launched e-commerce with fashionbombdailyshop.com. And so The Bomb Life Part 2 is just going to be an update on everything that we've been doing, with even more insight into what kind of goes on behind the scenes at Fashion Bomb Daily, along with tips on how people can avoid similar pitfalls. I think that we are all creating our seat at the table right now. There are so many female entrepreneurs. We're not just creating a seat at the table, we're making our own table, right? And so but there aren't always books that are focused towards us. The information is what we really need in order to be successful. And it's not just, wearing a black dress with heels, if you want to go out for a sexy night in town. It's like, we need real advice. We need real business insight. And so with my second book, I hope to not only share my story, but also share the lessons I've learned, so that those who might be inspired by my story can learn from what I've done and avoid similar pitfalls in the future.
I love that. So when can we expect for that to come out? Do you have like a release date that you're looking at right now?
I don't, but I do think that by next Fashion Week, God willing, which is in September, it will be ready to go.
Awesome. Well, let's be on the lookout, listeners, and make sure you support. So you just spoke about creating your seat at the table, and that's this is a question I ask all of my guests, this question, because this is the name of the platform. So how did you create your seat at the table? You have built multiple tables for yourself. So how did you create your seat?
I created my seat by taking the advice of a friend of mine who suggested I start a blog. And even though I was scared at the time to do it, I had a full-time job, I was afraid of there being repercussions, I thought my boss would find out, all these different things, I decided to take this woman's advice. And I think I create a seat at the table for myself by always being open-minded to new ideas, even if it scares me, even if I might have to kind of not compromise myself, but maybe shift in a way that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I'm always open to trying new things out and just seeing how it works out for me. And if I had at any moment been fearful of what might go wrong, or just kind of dismiss her idea, I would have blocked so many blessings for myself. And so I would recommend to anyone listening to just always be open, know that life is about evolution, life is about change, and being open to change and being open to kind of stretching yourself beyond the parameters that you might have initially dreamed for yourself. And I do believe that you will be blessed if you kind of continue to follow your instinct and follow that calling and that spirit inside of you. So
I love everything that you said, so I hope our listeners are writing these nuggets down. Being uncomfortable is amazing. That is good, right? Being uncomfortable is good, so embrace that. So, Claire, thank you for following that calling and listening to your friend, because look at all the great things that you have done and are continuing to do with your platform. So
Yes, God is great, and I know that this is just the beginning, and I'm excited to see what we do next.
Yes. So we all have a process on our journey. And what did failure teach you on your journey?
What did you say? What does failure?
Yeah, what did failure teach you?
Oh, what did failure teach me? Failure taught me that it is a part of being an entrepreneur. There are days when things are great, and then there are days when things aren't so great. And it is kind of the price you pay for doing your own thing. And I think it's important to always just be realistic about what you're going to encounter. Yes, if you have a great idea, that's wonderful. But then there are some thorny things that might come up, and just understand that is a part of the process. And as long as you can correct for any mistakes or failures that you've made, become better, just grit your teeth and work through it, you will become a stronger person. And just know that, then in the future you won't have to deal with this issue ever again. But failure is a part of it. And not everybody, you don't always hear about the failures of the people who are super successful, but they're there. But at the end of the day, as long as your wins outweigh your losses, you'll come out on top.
So you are very successful. So what did success teach you?
What did success teach me? Success taught me that it's important to be grateful for everything, even the small things, because success, it's like a wave. It ebbs and it flows. And so when you're in that moment, just be grateful for that moment. And if you can express that gratitude and say, thank you, more please. That's what I say. Thank you, more please. Then you remain open to increasing.
I love that. I'm loving how you saying being grateful and that manifestation that comes with it. So that's so huge and important. So we are in a new year, a new decade, Claire. So what can we expect from you in 2020? What can we expect from you this year?
Well, we're going to continue to grow fashionbombdailyshop.com. We actually just added a new designer today. And for those who are not familiar, Fashion Bomb Daily Shop is a marketplace for designers we believe in. A lot of the designers we carry are women. A lot of them are women of color. And I think a lot of designers find we have this issue every fashion week where for a long time people were discussing there are no black models or brown models on the runway. And we still have an issue now where you might have 2 or 3 black designers showing at Fashion Week out of like, let's say 100, right? So there's still an issue in terms of us getting that support that we need to really participate in the industry. And at the end of the day, people need to run a business. They need to sell their clothing. They need to market it. And so Fashion Bomb Daily Shop is our response to that. And we do want to have a fashion show in September that supports our designers. But in the meantime, we are using our platform to help promote designers like Sergio Hudson, Rare Jeans, Oyemwen, LTD Creations. And so we're really focused on that. Another thing that we're going to launch is a podcast. So
nice.
we're gonna join in with Combos with Claire, and just more products, more events, and we will be having our Fabbies again. And this year we're gonna do it bigger and better than ever before.
Amazing. Make sure you listeners get your Fabby Awards tickets. Claire, be sure to tune into her new podcast and her fashion show that you're gonna do for designers. Right? That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. And it's about us just not being intimidated anymore by the industry, quote unquote. Like, we deserve to be here. We deserve a seat at the table, and we're going to participate by any means necessary.
I love it. So, Claire, will you please tell our listeners how they can follow and support you, again, on all social media platforms?
Yes, we have about 10 Instagram pages, but you can just start with the top 3, which are Fashion Bomb Daily, Claire Sulmers, and then you can go ahead and follow Combos with Claire. And then you can also visit fashionbombdaily.com, clairesulmers.com, and comboswithclaire.com.
So definitely follow Claire.
Sorry, I forgot fashionbombdailyshop.com, and that it's also Fashion Bomb Daily Shop on Instagram.
Awesome. So make sure you follow Claire. She is definitely somebody to connect with and know, and get her at your next event to host, to speak, to bring Combos and Claire. Definitely book her today. Claire, thank you so much for coming to the show and taking time out of your very, very busy schedule. This has been a powerful interview, and I can't wait to invite you back to the table.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So I would like to give a special thanks to my intern, Sarah, from Tennessee State University. And I would also like to give a special thanks to my intern, Vontaria, from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.